Hi students, today's topic is about welfare measures in Factories Act. From 42 to 49, the number mentioned in the slide talks about welfare measures which has to be given by the occupier or the manager in a factory. What this 42 section talks is washing facilities. After completing with the manufacturing process, one worker has to go with the cleaning of body or the clothes which they are been wearing. For that reason, adequate and suitable facilities has to be given by the occupier for the workers for washing and bathing regarding the work whatever they are being involving. That is, if it is male or female means they have to go with an option of separate and adequate facilities for both male and female workers has to be given, and also with convenient accessible provisions which has to be given to the workers, and it will be kept clean. This is what that washing facilities is talking about under section 42. Then coming to the section 43, facilities for storing and drying of wet clothes. As I said, in the process of manufacturing, one has to go with the cleaning of their clothes. That is, they have to wash their clothes. If washing facilities is being provided means the facility which has to be given as drying them in a place and also with the storing of that particular cloth has to be done. That is, generally, if you see the factory, the workers will have a uniform. Ordinary dress has to be wear when they are leaving the factory. For that reason, for keeping ordinary dress and use of work uniform and cleaning of, that is, washing of their uniform and drying of wet clothes of uniform, these are all the things has to be given as a facility for the worker welfare measure under section 43. That is what 43 section talks about. Then coming to that 44, facilities of sitting. These sufficient arrangements has to be given to the workers, that is all the workers, in a standing position. That is, whoever been worked in the manufacturing process, when they are going for long standing position, then this type of provision has to be given to the people as a sitting facility that can rest at the intervals of their work. If work can be efficiently done by sitting means proper seats must be arranged for workers. That is, as a well-being, this is a compulsory measure which has to be given by the occupier to the workers under the heading of facilities for sitting. Then coming to that 45 section, first aid appliances. This is a compulsory measure which has to be followed in every factory. Accessible first aid boxes or cupboards equipped with prescribed content shall be maintained according to the number of workers in the factory. If the worker number is 150, then a first aid box should be there. This for every 150 worker, one first aid box should be there. In charge for trained first aiders also should be there in the factory. When there are more than 500 workers means an ambulance room of prescribed size with medical and nursing staff shall be maintained by the factory if the number of workers exceeds 500. This is what about first aid appliances. Then coming to the canteen facilities. Here, the restriction what they are keeping is if the worker number is below 250, there is no need of going with the canteen option. When more than 250 workers are employed, then definitely a factory should have a canteen according to the state government regulations indicating the direction of how the canteen should be has to be provided. Is the day which such canteen is being provided, the standards in respect of construction furniture, equipments of the canteen, everything has to be maintained. Then food stuff to be served therein, and charges which may be made for all these things has to be maintained by the authorities, whoever running the canteen. That is, here as we know about our canteen, the same thing here in every factory, the premises, if the number of workers is more than 250 only, the option has been provided as canteen. Then the food stuff which they are going to be charged only with minimum charges, and the constitution of managing the committee for canteen and representation of the workers in the management of the canteen also should be provided. That is, whoever running that canteen, one worker should be the management of the canteen person regarding any factory is being provided with the canteen option. Then coming to the 47 section, shelters, restrooms and lunchrooms. Here, this is also what they are being given as if more than 150 workers are being employed. Suitable shelter or restrooms or suitable lunchrooms with provision of for drinking water where workers can eat meals brought by them shall be provided and maintained. This is the option other than the canteen. That is, the canteen is the one option which is providing food, but this shelter, restroom and lunchroom is about a place where workers can have their lunch and then they can be provided with the drinking water meals. That section talks about 47. That is shelters, restrooms and lunchrooms. If lunchroom provided, if lunchroom is provided, no worker shall eat food at workroom. The room are required to be sufficiently lighted and also with ventilation required to maintain in cool and clean condition in the rooms which are being provided. Then coming to this 48 section, generally we know about creches, that is children who are with, that is pre-age primary school, before that is where we can go with this nursery homes. In that case, if the number of female workers are employed, that is, if the number of female workers are more than 30, who are all having children, then that is working mother means, then this option should be given to the female workers as the option of accommodation for the children within the premises of the factory itself after the age of 6 years of the children. That is, they shall be provided with adequate accommodation, washing, clothing, sanitary conditions, mother feed the child, and refreshment for children and supply of free milk. All this has to be given by the authorities in a factory when the number of workers is more than 30 female. This is what the option they are going with, creches. Then coming to that section 49, welfare officer. As we said in the safety measures also, safety officer, when the number of workers is more than 1000, then they are going with government is going with an option of appointing a safety officer. Same like that, welfare officer also in a factory, 500 or more workers are ordinarily employed. The occupier shall employ in the factory such number of welfare workers as may be prescribed according to the norms or regulations of the Factories Act. This is what the option, that is a welfare officer's purpose is to check with all these facilities have been provided by the factory according to the norms or regulations which is being provided by the government. This is what the summary of welfare measures. Till now we have come across with three measures which is very important in factories, that is health measures, safety measures, welfare measures. That is, these are, according to Factories Act, these are all the three measures which has to be followed by any occupier if they are starting a factory. That is, when we are coming under the heading of factory, as I earlierly said in the definition, 10 or more persons with the aid of work and going with a manufacturing process means then we can say it as a factory, or 20 or more persons using a manufacturing process and without the aid of labor means then these welfare measures has to be, welfare or health or safety has to be followed by the workers, by the occupier in a factory. Thank you for listening. I will come back to you with another video tutorial.